How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be basically going a little bit more in depth on the full kind of like bottom floor. This, in my opinion, is the better floor of the New York Auto Show. Upstairs you got all the manufacturers, you got all the new cars, the SUVs, the trucks, the EVs, stuff that they're trying to push, stuff that they're trying to sell. Yes, there's some cool cars up there, you got some enthusiast cars, whatever, you got the exotics. But this is where all of the kind of enthusiast cars are. We're gonna start off initially, like we're gonna go basically row by row, and probably the crown jewel, in my opinion, of this floor has to be this black Countach right over here. This thing is absolutely sick, and honestly, in my own opinion, I don't remember like the last time I've seen one in person. That very well may be the very first Countach I've actually seen in person, and they look just so freaking awesome. An old Mercedes, not too crazy about those, but again, still really clean, still really cool. And then an old Lancia right here, which I think is really nice. And then over here, this is all the Saratoga Auto Museum as well. There's a bunch of great people here from the Saratoga Auto Museum. They've been super nice to me, and I definitely want to do something in the future. If you remember correctly from my first day vlog, I actually went up there. We did like a little thing with their Bond in Motion exhibit, but over here they got an S15, really got a nice like little livery here, very kind of reminiscent of the 90s kind of drift spec. A nice Toyota Chaser, and then a really cool kind of stands out old Z. And then they also have a Cayman, a Porsche Cayman over there, but that's actually, there's a raffle that they got going on. Again, if you want to enter, I don't know if you can enter online or if you have to be here in person, but if you want to, I would check out Saratoga Auto Museum, and also just check them out because they've been really nice to me throughout the day. Maserati, I believe MC20, really cool Porsche. Also like a matte black, kind of unique RX-8. I've never really seen a matte black RX-8 before. I believe, yeah, all of these are wrapped because they're in a vinyl like kind of sales tent or whatever going on over here, a sales section. But yeah, it's really cool. Again, matte black isn't necessarily the most unique color out there, but I've never actually seen a RX-8, I think, in that. Over here we got a really aggressive kind of time attack S2000 with a really awesome 488 Ferrari over there, and a new Toyota GR86, all at the Raise booth. I believe every single, or these two cars, the S2K as well as the Ferrari, they were at the Raise booth last year because Raise was here. But also what kind of caught my attention, again, I own a Mustang, some of you guys may know, so we got a Mustang over here at the Raise booth, a little domestic represent with the Raise wheels. So I think that's actually kind of cool. I like the combination of the Raise wheels with the Mustang. Again, I love the Mustang design. Also think Raise wheels are badass. I mean, who doesn't? So they got their whole kind of like new catalog set up, their new wheels and stuff. They've been here for, I think, every single New York Auto Show. Like, they've been here for so long. I also, I think, have a M3 over there, so that's kind of cool. But moving on over here, this is another like really neat. These are two cars, an S15 and a R34, actually a GTR, but it was basically just rear wheel drive. These are two cars that I believe competed in Formula Drift. At least I know that the R34 did. But over here, this car is probably cooler than both of those combined, because this is actually a 1995 Toyota Supra Mark IV that was actually built by Smokey Nagata. Apparently it's the real thing. That's what the little sign says over there. I'll probably edit in a clip of it. But yeah, if anyone knows anything about kind of Japanese tuning history, Japanese tuning culture, you know who Smokey Nagata is, you know how important he is, and you know how much of a maniac he was when it comes to like old school street racing and just going really damn fast. So it's really cool to see that. And also there's some chips on it and stuff, so it's kind of like unrestored, which I think is really neat as well. And then coming down, I guess the kind of other side of this little JDM section over there, and there's an even bigger JDM section on that side. We got like this lime yellow Honda Civic. I don't know the specific importance of this, but according to this, it was basically on a magazine back in the day. It's a 96 Civic. Still is pretty damn clean. Then we got another STI. It actually looks like it's owned by the same guy, JDM Supreme on Instagram or whatever. So that's pretty cool. But then over here, it starts to get really, really cool. At first, we got an older Porsche. I'm not much, gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not much of a Porsche. I like Porsche as a brand, don't get me wrong, but I don't know enough about them to like really sit here and talk about them. Like, so excuse me if I'm, you know, mistaken or whatever, but this is a little bit of a newer NSX, not like the new 2010s one or whatever, but late 90s, early 2000s NSX, C5 with a full cage, big wing on it. Don't know what's under the hood. However, I did spot before, like during this morning when I was filming, I did spot sneaky little blow-up valve down there. It's not really too sneaky, but it's definitely turboed, at least has a single turbo on there, maybe twin turboed. And then over here, this is really cool, 1970 Hemi Cuda. I always like seeing these things. I know that specific Hemi Cuda is important. I'm sorry if I'm not saying why, but I'll edit in a little clip of the kind of description later on. I don't want to, there's too many people over there to really film it. And then over here, we have an old Beamer. Not entirely sure, again, BMW is another one of those brands. I don't know as much as I should know about them. My friend is a huge BMW fan, so he'll probably know, but really like wide body. It's got a older M3 engine in it. If I show him this video, or if he's watching this video, he's probably going to like get so mad at me because this is probably really badass BMW. It looks really badass, and I'm not really paying it much mind at all, or I'm not giving it the respect it deserves. But I could still recognize it, and I could still, you know, I guess appreciate it. Now over here, this is actually really cool. I saw this one before. It's a Veilside RX-7. It's basically the same kit that you see in Tokyo Drift. This is actually the first time I'm seeing one ever in person. The rear end looks a little weird because it's kind of like, I don't know, you can tell that the proportions are off a little bit, but I mean, everything is fitting well. Like the gaps are all nice, but the front end looks so damn awesome. It almost looks like a friggin' no-name brand Koenigsegg almost. I know that's probably going to trigger somebody out there, but really cool, awesome. I never seen one of those before. And then over here, crazy drag Supra. I don't know how much power this thing's making, but it's got the sneaky little intake through the headlight, and then real meaty slicks over there. And then we got a second Supra, a third Supra, a fourth Supra, fifth Supra, all lined up, just a bunch of Mark IVs. And it's cool because each one is like slightly different than the next one. They're not all the same. I mean, these two have the two like TRD rear spoilers, which I love the TRD spoilers on these Mark IVs. And then we got a 240 over here, I believe an S14 350Z, and then the list just kind of goes on and on. Over here we got a really neat midnight purple R33 GTR. I don't know if it's a V-Spec or not. If you know, just by the bumper or whatever, let me know down in the comments below, but I can't really, I guess, see the back from this angle, so I can't see the V-Spec badge, but really love this combination, the midnight purple with the white wheels. And also I think they look like 3-piece wheels or maybe 2-piece wheels, but I love the hardware, the blue hardware on them. Looks really badass. Also, this Cadillac looks pretty menacing. I don't know. I mean, obviously it doesn't have its hood popped. You can't really tell anything crazy, but it's got some meat on the back, so it should be making a decent amount of power, right? Nice, clean, new STI. Another nice, clean, new Subaru. This is the new BRZ. And then over here, probably my favorite generation of the WRX. I don't know exactly the year. Please excuse me, but this is like by far my favorite WRX body style right here. And then we got basically attack of the Hondas all the way up. Also, please excuse the noise because people are like ripping around in the electric vehicles. But this second Honda in, this is really cool. This is like, I guess, a whole Time Attack inspired build. Huge kind of front splitter up here. Really neat. A lot of carbon fiber. Front's completely like stripped out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a lot, well actually no, that's not pretty much it. There's a lot more really cool stuff down here. I'll try to get a lot of B-roll on everything and kind of edit it in this video, but as you can tell, there's a lot of people around, so I don't want to just kind of like film in front of people who are also trying to take pictures and videos and stuff. So trying to make my way out of here. This is really cool. This is actually an old Datsun, kind of like one of the, I guess, OG Skylines, or where the Skylines came from, really. But yeah, there's a lot of like crazy stuff. And then here is another, it looks like midnight purple, but here's another R33 GTR. Honestly, as I've kind of gotten older and older, I feel like I like the R33s more than the R34s. I know every kid, it's almost like a meme, like the R34 GTR and the Mark IV Supra. But as I've matured a little bit, I feel like the R33s are just like so freaking awesome. I mean, the R32s are cool too, but the R33s just don't get enough love. Like, I feel like all the attention goes to the R32s and the R34s. And then over here we have a really cool old Impala. I believe it's a 64. Could be a 63. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I'll put in some B-roll. If you see something, let me know down in the comments below. And then over here, there's basically a full kind of like lineup of just a bunch of off-roading like SUVs. This is probably the most unique out of all of them because I mean, it's a Porsche, but still, it's pretty cool. I mean, respect to the people that have that sort of money that can buy a Porsche SUV and, you know, throw big tires on it and actually off-road it and drive it how it's meant to be driven. But yeah, a lot of these really cool, a lot of campers. Off-roader machines are not really my thing, but I do like the kind of like little lineup of the Yodas over here. And these are kind of new. These are new Tacomas. I don't know specifically what year they are, but you could just tell by the body style that they're pretty damn new. But even the new Tacomas are not really too modern for the most part. I mean, I even reviewed one. Now, I will be also editing in a couple like B-roll clips too of some of the other stuff down there. I think they got like a EV, I think they got like an EV education set up over there, like learning about EVs or something. And then there's also a luxury rental car company over there as well, and a couple other vinyl wrap places. So I'll try to get some B-roll of this whole floor, but that's pretty much it for this video. Again, definitely be sure to stay tuned, subscribe if you guys haven't already, because I'm making a ton of videos for the short amount of time that I'm going to be here for like 2 days or whatever it's going to be. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions on, you know, what was your favorite car from this floor, from this video. Mine for sure, 100%, gotta be that Countach. I mean, just blows me away, and I love that it's right out there, kind of like one of the first cars that you see. Really awesome. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions while you guys are down there. Be sure to leave that like, click that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, helps me out a lot. But thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.